Good morning, students. In the previous classes, we have started biotechnology applications and we have seen the applications of biotechnology in agricultural in the production of crop varieties, agricultural food crops. And later in the food crops, we have seen agriculture, BT cotton, which is called biopesticide. If we produce BT cotton, a cotton variety of a new genetically engineered, genetically modified for this, no need of usage of pesticides, no need of usage of agrochemicals or pesticides, because genetically modified it can protect itself from the insects, pests. In the same way, we have seen here by gene addition, one gene called Bacillus thuringiensis in the bacteria, BT gene, addition. Here, genes subtraction or gene silencing RNA, which is called RNA interference. Observed in tobacco plants, which are infected by nematode parasites. So, genetically engineered plants are there where with the help of RNAi mechanism, we make the plants protect themselves against the nematodes. So, in the previous class, I have explained the total mechanism of dicer enzyme, risk factors, all are not given in the textbook. For the information of the student, I have provided. And it will be somehow difficult to understand the mechanism of RNA interference according to the molecular level of studies, based on molecular level of studies. Simply, RNAi mechanism, it was observed that whenever a virus having its genetic material, that is RNA, infects any organism, for example, plant cells, animal cells. So, when virus with genetic material RNA infects an organism, it is able to produce some pathological effect on the organism, and this pathological effect, this disease causing effect, this harmful activity is defended by the plants and animals by mechanism of RNA interference. Here they were going to escape from the viral infections, or virus cannot be grown. How generally an organism able to shows its growth? By its mechanism of protein. Here virus is not having any mechanism of protein synthesis, but virus is capable to produce from double stranded RNA to single stranded RNA. This single stranded RNA is able to produce DNA molecule with the help of reverse transcription. These reverse transcripted DNA molecule can be associated in any place of the genetic material. So they are called, from one place they were shifted to another place. They were called transposons, transposable elements or jumping genes. This is also not required, but for information I am giving you. So this mechanism was observed, and plant cells and animal cells are able to defend by stopping its RNA. That is called interfering the RNA molecules. Which RNA interfering? mRNA molecule. So here this was studied in viruses, but later it was observed in almost all the organisms, eukaryotic organisms, a mechanism of self-defense. Here what they have expressed here, nematodes like Melidogyne incognitia is acting on host plant. In the host plant, whatever food is there, that food it is going to take. How? This Melidogyne incognitia nematode is having its DNA. That DNA will produce mRNA. This mRNA, when it will produce mRNA? When the food material of the host plant is entered into the nematode. So I have shown in the last class, host plant like this, it is having food material. This is called nematode, and whenever nematode infect a plant, it will take its food material. So this is the food material of the plant. Plant food, plant tissues or cells, something. So after this nematode's DNA, it will produce mRNA. For what purpose? Transcription. mRNA. This mRNA undergoes translation. What does it mean? With the help of a tRNA and ribosomes, these food materials in the form of amino acids one by one will come, and finally it is able to produce various types of amino acids in the form of protein. Like that, it is showing transcription and translation. This nematode, which is a pathogen, it is infecting the plants, tobacco plants, tomato plants, potato plants, various types of grapes, various dicot plants it is infecting, and it is taking food material and it is utilizing that food material to synthesize its own proteins. So this is the process. This is the mRNA, tRNA and ribosomes, proteins are produced. So the DNA of the nematode, a particular gene, is expressed in the form of mRNA, transcribed, and this mRNA is expressed in the form of protein. So gene is expressed. Gene is expressed. Nematode gene is expressed in the form of protein. Now, what is happening here? Our scientists, they have developed this with recombinant DNA technology, various methods to understand the total subject, and they have incorporated the genes of nematode in the host plant. So this is the specific gene. For example, for information I am showing you with color, pink color. This is the gene. So they have taken the nematode gene, they made some alterations. Gene genetically engineered. So they made something. What they made? Something that is like this here, which can produce. They made it something in such a way and incorporated into host plant. Genetically engineered gene of nematode incorporated into host plant. Now what happens here? When the genetically engineered nematode specific gene for a specific mRNA is removed and engineered and introduced into host plant in such a way that when in the host plant, here, in the host plant, this is the DNA which it is having. And we have incorporated this gene somewhere at a particular place. Now, the host organism is genetically engineered. Why? Some other genes of some other organisms are incorporated. Now, when this DNA is going to show transcription, why it will show transcription? It will prepare food material. How it is synthesizing? It will grow. Every cell of the plant will grow by protein synthesis. How it will produce mRNA? mRNA will produce proteins by translation. Is it not? Now, here we know that transcription out of the two DNA strands, for example, this one, it has to produce a single DNA used as template. The other one is called coding strand. We have studied promoter, structural gene, terminator gene. We have studied transcription process. But here, this genetically engineered gene which is incorporated into the plant, host plant, is capable to produce 2 RNA molecules, not one. So, this is one DNA template, here also another DNA template. Generally, this is not existing in nature. So, genetically engineered. So, the DNA template will produce sense RNA, antisense RNA. I explained in the previous class. So, these 2 RNAs, both are complementary. These 2 are complementary, these 2 are complementary. So, these 2 are also complementary. When they come out, they develop into double-stranded RNA molecule. This is the main concept. According to the textbook NCERT, they have provided this information. 2 RNA molecules being complementary to each other, they developed into double-stranded RNA. And in the textbook they mentioned double-stranded RNA binds to, he has not given anything else. What binds to? And stop the translation of mRNA. What binds to and what stops this translation of mRNA? This binds to, how it binds to? It binds to various things. That is called dicer enzyme and small interfering RNA molecules and risk factors. This process, dicer enzyme, small interfering RNA molecules and risk RNA inducing silencing complex, all this they have not given in the textbook. They have cut it out here, binds to and prevents the translation of mRNA. This how binds to, and here, so in the next paragraph they have given what explanation? When nematode specific genes are incorporated into the host plant, it is incorporated in such a way the DNA will produce both the sense and antisense strands. These 2 are complementary to each other, so it forms double-stranded RNA. Double-stranded RNA initiates. Double-stranded RNA initiates. In the first paragraph, it stops here. In the second paragraph, initiates. Last sentence of that page. Double-stranded RNA initiates RNA interference. And RNA interference, what is RNA interfering into someone's function, into someone's matters? Here, this is the process of mRNA and taking food material, and when it is producing double-stranded RNA, This double stranded RNA is present everywhere, and when any nematode takes this double stranded RNA enters into the body of nematode. I have shown this in the previous class. Same. So forget all this. In the body of nematode, the double stranded RNA which is formed here, it undergoes with an enzyme dicer which will cut this into parts, small structures which are called small interfering RNA. Small interfering RNA. So all are double stranded with the help of dicer. First step. Now these will attach with some proteins which are present in this. As we studied that alkaline pH of the gut region in the Bt cotton will activate the inactive crystal proteins into active forms. Like that here, some of the proteins mixes with this and they develop into risk factors. RNA induced silencing complex. RNA induced silencing complex. These three are called small. Large one is made into small, and they will be broken down to produce separated strands of RNA. So the double stranded RNA are split into single stranded RNAs. Now, as it is, when the nematode is having its DNA, having its gene, this gene, it will produce mRNA and it has to take this food. When it is producing mRNA, this is the target mRNA. What is its function? It has to take the food and it has to produce proteins. But here, along with the food, these are there. Out of these two, one is complementary to the mRNA. So this is called passenger and this is called guide. Guide RNA will come and contact with the. So mRNA becomes stopped. It is not going to go for any translation. And further, it is noticed that the factors which are here, right, RNA inducing silencing complex, RNA induced silencing complex, those proteins may degrade the mRNA. So it will stop the mRNA or it will degrade the mRNA. It means ultimately what they were stopping? They were stopping the process of translation. Transcription, okay. Translation, that is called after transcription, post transcription, after transcription. Gene, post transcriptional, gene silencing. It is silenced. Silenced means what? It is not translated, it is not expressed. So when it is not expressed, even though nematode is regularly coming and attacking on the host plant, but that particular protein is not synthesized in its body. So it is of no use. After a long consumption, for some period, it may die because of starvation. So naturally, plant is resistant itself against to the attack of the nematode. This process of interfering the function of mRNA, RNA by some other RNAs is called RNA interference. RNA interference. Here, no need of require, only for information I have provided. It is not given in the textbook. Only whatever as it is they have given in the textbook. Double stranded binds to and stops in the first paragraph. In the second paragraph, they started nematode specific genes are incorporated into the host plant in such a way that they will produce both sense and antisense RNAs. Both are complementary to each other. In the sense they will form double stranded RNA. Double stranded RNA is the inducer, main thing which will induce or initiates RNA interference. Finish. RNA interference. So next page, in the first sentence they have given no longer the nematode is able to affect the plant and plant itself becomes protected against the infection of the. So one student, he asked me, he sent me messages that sir, I couldn't understand. It is only if we take specialization of molecular biology or genetics in the MSc, you will get. So for the students, that's why I think they might not have provided any information. Only thing is, double stranded RNA, remember, an RNA interference which will stop this. This is called the gene of a particular nematode has been silenced. Gene subtraction. In the next class, the last class, just immediate last class, previous class, I explained how it is used in the medicine, and I have given various names. We have missed calcitonin. So one thing I expressed yesterday, human growth hormones, somatotropins or somatostatins, gonadotropins, interleukins, interferons, tissue plasminogen activator, anti-hemophilic factor 8, penicillin G acylase, erythropoietin, after that calcitonins. These are also recombinant therapeutics. After that, human insulin. After that, vaccines. After that, steroids. I have given almost approximately 12. Yesterday I have given 11. This is 12th one, calcitonins. So these are all recombinant drugs. Recombinant drugs means which are genetically engineered and produced. So various vaccines. First generation vaccine, second generation vaccine, third generation, which are synthetic, more perfect, more accurate. And all these, in this, I have explained insulin. In insulin also, if you go for the materials of national level, in various materials they have given how insulin has been constructed, the process of formation of insulin, synthesis of insulin. But present day, our syllabus, our NCERT syllabus, only it has given limitations that the process of insulin synthesis from where is not required. What is insulin available? It is called mature insulin. A mature insulin, with what it is made? Mature insulin is made up of 51 amino acids. And these 51 amino acids are in two polypeptide chains, chain A, chain B. Chain B. What is chain A? Chain A is having 21 amino acids. Chain B is having 30 amino acids. So, a mature insulin should have a structure of this. What is this structure? These two polypeptide chains, A and B, they were joined in such a way, A chain and B chain with disulfide bridges. And A chain is having additional disulfide bridges. So this is called mature insulin, having two polypeptide chains, each chain, this is having 21, 30, total 51. So it is the smallest protein, proteinaceous hormone, small proteinaceous hormone, which is produced in the pancreatic cells, beta cells of islets of Langerhans. So it is a proteinaceous pancreatic hormone. So this is one phase of the class. So mature insulin is having this structure. This is the structure. But in mammals and human beings, or animals, wherever insulin is produced, that insulin is in the form of proinsulin. Proinsulin. What is this proinsulin, sir? Like a prohormone, first formed. So proinsulin consists of, see here, A chain and B chain. Okay. In between A and B chain, some other chain is there which is attached to. This is called C chain or C peptide. It is having 30 amino acids. So this is called premature proinsulin. It is produced in the bodies of human beings, animals. And during maturity, this C chain will be separated and it will be dissolved in the blood cells, in the blood. It is of no use, it becomes inactive. So this C chain, and here the concept is, this is normal proinsulin, then it will become matured by the removal of this with the help of cyanogen bromide, various chemicals, and later it will be purified and becomes mature. Our task is, with the help of recombinant DNA technology, we are going to produce insulin in the bodies of bacteria. Why? Because if insulin is absent in human being, generally insulin is because of a particular gene. That gene undergoes mutation, defects. So insulin cannot be produced. So when insulin cannot be produced, our cells cannot take glucose from the blood. So when glucose is not taken by the cells, the glucose amount in the blood will rise. This leads to insulin deficiency, which is called diabetes mellitus. And now, if we are having deficiency of insulin, we are taking insulin from the various types of cows, pigs, dogs. First, they observed from the dog's body they have received insulin. Later, cows and pigs. Here, some ethical issues comes. The people rejects to take animal insulin into their bodies. Orthodox people, Orthodox Brahmins cannot take cow-related animal protein into their bodies, and Muslim minority people cannot reject taking pig insulin into their body. So death rate is increased. In order to decrease, to understand any other alternate method. Moreover, if the insulin is taken from this insulin, even though it is similar and compensate, but some unwanted immunological response is there. Undesirable immunological response. This response is called allergy, reactions. I explained, I have noticed yesterday, I have given you. Some diabetic patients will be getting anger, short temper people will be there, more BP and heartbeat will increase. So it leads to various and prolonged intake of insulin from animal bodies. So it is not good. It is not recommendable. So what to do? We have to produce insulin in the laboratory, which is safer and more effective. Safer and more effective. So this is the part. It is safe to use recombinant therapeutics and more efficient than the products which are produced from non-human resources. Because of this, our scientist, Eli Lilly company, I have given Maybe some student catched it or not, I don't know. Eli Lilly company, they have separately produced the gene for the chain A, and they have incorporated into a plasmid. That plasmid is incorporated into a bacteria. Bacteria is cloned, and during cloning we have identified which are transformed, which are non-transformants. Transformed cells will be taken into consideration. In the same way, another B Chinese gene is taken, added into a vector plasmid, kept in a bacterial cells, they will be good. So they have given in the textbook, they were produced separately. A chain and B chains are produced separately, and later they were joined by disulfide bridges. Disulfide bridges in between them. So functional mature insulin, synthetic, in the name of Humulin. Eli Lilly company in 1983, in the name of Humulin, they marketed in the world market. So production of insulin, which is called genetically engineered insulin. How genetically engineered insulin is better than the normal insulin which is collected from non-human resources? Questions. You can give immunological response, safer and effective. And in these organisms, immature pro-insulin is converted into mature form, but here directly mature insulin itself is used. Now, the another usefulness of recombinant DNA technology or genetic engineering or genetic modified organisms in medicine is gene therapy. Therapy means treatment. Treatment of gene. What is meant by treatment of gene? We have studied, my dear students, organisms' bodies, the genetic materials are nothing but DNA mostly. DNA is the genetic material. In majority of the organisms. So, DNA is nothing but nucleotide sequences. Any part of the DNA are nucleotide sequences which expresses in the form of protein or in the form of enzyme or perform a particular function which is called a cistron. Maybe any part in the form of recon, any mutant. So these are the alternative names of the genes. So it is clear that DNA, the genetic material, consists of genes. And what does a gene function as? What a gene will do? Gene will control, it will build up a character, a function, some enzyme, some product in the organism's body. So different genes, different functions. And how gene is going to express, we have studied in transcription and translation, how a particular gene is expressed. For this, we have studied prokaryotic transcription, prokaryotic translation, eukaryotic transcription, translation, where at any level, the genes can be regulated, their function. So gene regulation is the greatest thing. At any level, a gene can be regulated. So either transcriptional level, translational level, processing level, or movement of mRNA into the cytoplasm from the gene at any stage. So we have studied in prokaryote, gene regulation at transcriptional level. That is gene expression we have studied, prokaryotic gene expression. And we have studied that expression in the form of lac operon concept. At the time of transcription only, it fails to get transcription, a particular gene is not working. So here, every gene has some effect on the body in the form of character or trait or function or protein. If so, from one organism, one human being or one organism to its next generation, the genes will be transmitted, transfer or move. So I am an organism, whatever characters I am having, the genes I am having, it is my innate property, my genetic material. So when I am going to give children, without any doubt, my genes, at least some of, not all, will be transferred to the generation. If my genes are, again 99.9% is same. So most of my genes will be transferred to my coming generations. Here, so gene is nothing but a hereditary unit. Gene, hereditary unit of heredity. Heredity means transmission from one generation to another. Generally, during this transmission, during hereditary transmission, if any gene undergoes mutation during hereditary transmission, if any gene, it means not at the time of, if in my body some genes are there, they will be definitely passed to my generations. If my gene undergoing mutation, maybe deletion, duplication, substitutions, subtraction, so many things are there, or addition of something into my gene, it is a mutated gene, definitely it will stop its function. Or if a particular gene undergoes mutation, it will stop its normal function, it becomes inactive, or it may perform different function. It may be inactive or it may perform a different functions. So such genes which are not performing their normal functions are called defective genes. If any gene undergoes mutation, so that gene cannot carry out its normal function. Such gene is called defective gene. Such gene is called defective gene. What are defective genes? The genes which undergoes mutations, changes due to deletions generally. If any small point mutation, as we have studied in sickle cell anemia, glutamate to valine, if any gene undergoes mutation, it will not perform its normal function. Such genes are called defective gene or defaulty genes. And gene therapy is a method where we have to identify these defective genes in the embryo or in the child, in the embryo by diagnosis or in the child by diagnosis, and we have to correct the gene. Correction of the defective gene, it means identification by diagnosis, when either in the embryo, during embryo, or when embryo becomes a child. First thing, various methods are there to identify early diagnosis methods. Identification by diagnosis in embryo or in child, and correction of defective gene. Here, correction means what? It is not question answers to evaluate and correct. Genes has to be corrected. The method of correction of gene is called gene therapy. Correction of defective gene. How? By replacing with a healthy gene. So, in the place of defective gene, we have to cut and remove the defective gene, and we have to place healthy gene. We have to transplant, we have to inject a healthy gene in the place of defective gene. This process of treatment of defective gene is called the process of treatment of defective gene. Or to compensate the defective gene, we have to put active gene, healthy gene. The process of treatment of defective gene by replacing it with healthy gene is called gene therapy. So, gene therapy means the process or the methods, various methods, whatever may be the method by which you are going to incorporate a healthy and functional gene in the place of non-functional or defective defaulty gene is called gene therapy. Generally, gene therapy can be conducted in the germinal cells or in the somatic cells. Somatic cell gene therapy, germinal cell gene therapy are there. Germinal cells means zygotic cells. But details of these they have not given. So, there is no need of inquiring it in detail. Here, generally gene therapy. So, you got idea what is gene therapy? Gene therapy is a treatment. Is a treatment of non-functional genes. What is, how you are going to treat you have to remove this. In the place, we have to substitute the healthy genes from healthy organisms. And gene therapy, clinical gene therapy, in the second paragraph they have given, for the first time conducted gold, 4 years gold, 1990, second paragraph they have given. So here, before entering into this, what are those diseases which are hereditary in nature? Hereditary means associated with the genes. Hundreds of genetic disorders are there, especially even insulin production also gene, defective gene, the mutated gene. Like that, so many diseases are there, hemophilia, sickle cell anemia, and most dangerous among these, SCID. SCID. It is a syndrome. S, severe, combined immunodeficiency. What is this? SCID means severe combined immunodeficiency, a syndromic, severe combined. So, with the help of gene therapy, we can treat SCID, severe combined immunodeficiency. With the help of gene therapy, we can cure. Here, just now I have given sickle cell anemia, hemophilia, so many. So, whichever genetic disorders are there, first thing we have to diagnose, we have to identify the gene where it is located in the genome, that is in the chromosomal content. And after that, we have to take necessary steps to remove it and to replace it with a healthy gene. That process is called gene therapy. So here, gene therapy for the first time conducted in 90 on a girl. That girl is affected with SCID. What is this SCID? This SCID is nothing but severe combined immunodeficiency. It means chromosome 20 gene in chromosome 20th chromosome of human being, gene called ADA gene is present, where in the 20th chromosome of human being. ADA gene stands for a gene, adenosine deaminase gene. Adenosine deaminase. What it will do? Where it is present in 20th chromosome, what it will do? ADA gene, which is present in the DNA, it will undergo transcription to produce mRNA. That mRNA undergoes translation to produce an enzyme. So gene is expressed, ADA gene is present, and it is responsible to produce ADA enzyme. So one gene, one enzyme hypothesis as explained by Beadle and Totem. One particular gene is responsible for one enzyme. Enzymes are nothing but proteins. So here gene is expressed. Adenosine deaminase enzyme. Adenosine deaminase enzyme. So gene, enzyme. What this enzyme is doing? This enzyme is crucial, responsible to build up the immunity, in the lymphocyte cells. So it is responsible for immunological response. Immune system will be healthy, fully equipped. If any antigen comes, immune system will fight. If any foreign body enters, if any pathogen enters, if any bacteria, virus, any protozoan or any helminth, if they enter into the body, because of this enzyme, it is responsible to functional activity of the immune system. But here, due to deletion in the 20th chromosome, that ADA gene fails to produce enzyme. ADA undergoes mutation. Which mutation? Deletion. Due to the deletion, it undergoes mutation, so no ADA enzyme. No ADA enzyme. Then what happens? Immune system completely fails. T lymphocytes becomes inactive, fails to protect the immune system. Normally, naturally, any person who is having this defective gene, ADA enzyme deficiency, definitely easily vulnerable to various pathogens. Easily vulnerable to various pathogens. If even a single virus or any infectious material enters, pathogen, bacteria, that person will become diseased, and there is no chance for him to recover. Gradually it goes until his death. It means total failure, severe combined immunodeficiency because of ADA enzyme. This ADA enzyme because of ADA gene. What happens to ADA gene? It becomes defective gene because of mutation. So now what to do? In these patients, we have to do bone marrow transplantation. Bone marrow transplantation. So the patients of SCID, in patients of SCID, bone marrow transplantation or enzyme replacement therapy. Remember, bone marrow transplantation, BMT, bone marrow transplantation, or that enzyme has to be replaced. Enzyme replacement therapy is used to cure SCID. But in both the cases, this is not permanent cure, because both periodically we have to infuse these enzymes. They will be active only for small period. There are some other methods we will see in the next class.